and he just bumps it down onto the side of B-Main. He's like, this is my world, you're not coming here. You're going to Antidote's world. He has an operator and he's looking for the fight.
Kill will come up to you. He has the judge. He's gonna do exactly that.
He's back on off, but it's not. He's gonna get caught off guard, but
Oh my god, for the last syndicate, meaning that they need to just wait for here. But Hellfighter with Hellfighter.
Last player standing.
The X-Cali being able to get that kill down.
Look, it's the way! This is great! Come on! Your champion. Definitely worthy of a journey.
Where is everyone hiding?
I'll handle this. I'll fight everybody.
But ladies and gentlemen, even with a man advantage, it seems that the Blackhawk is getting burnt to a crisp. He's not going to be able to hit the shot. As goes from the side as he gets that kill down under him. It's going to be quite difficult with the crossfire being set up, but it's going to be whipping him.
Has 30 seconds left. They can go.
What is going to be hit the chiming in? 1, 2, 3, goes to him to come out on top. And Sai, he gets the corner. Sai, he's able to run. He gets the tech on his side. And Sai with the 4K. Absolutely insane clutch coming out from the Phoenix.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational Season 2, powered by HyperX, and we have Booyah as our media partner. It is the first half of today. It will be the lower bracket decider finals between Team MAHI and XTZ Esports. They're going to be fighting for a spot in the grand finals, which will kick off later at 6 p.m. today. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host and caster. Joining me on the panel is CA, caster and analyst. How you feeling about today, CA?
Oh, I'm really excited about today. I think more than like just the hype of the finals that we regularly carry, there's so much history entrenched between all three of these teams. TM, GE, and XTZ. GE, they are defending champ and rightfully so unbeaten in this tournament already in the grand finals. It's going to be up to TM and XTZ to brawl it out to make their date with them.
All right, let's head straight into the map veto screen and have a look at which three maps we will be looking at in this best of three. So for map one, we have Haven. Map two is gonna be Bind and Ice Box for map three. All right, so let's look at Haven. That's gonna be map number one, and we have seen these teams play Haven quite a bit. If anything, I do feel like most of their games has been on Haven. It is a very big map. There's a lot of opportunity. And when it comes to Team MAHI and XTZ Esports, why don't you let us know how you think they might fare here, CA?
Team MAHI, as you expect, they're supposed to be really strong here, but they did drop this map to GE last time around. So I think for them, it's all about re-solidifying what their presence has been on this map, like making sure teams do remember that it's one of their favorite maps. But for XTZ, I'm looking at a bit of experimentation. I've noticed recently that Blackhawk has started picking up the duelist role. So I do wonder if Blackhawk is going to be the one going towards that Phoenix, unlike Sai going towards it, as we've seen in the past. Actually, we get to see that's exactly what's going to happen. It's Blackhawk on the Phoenix, Rexy on the Sova, and the Killjoy for Wimp. All of it allowing Sai to stick to his favorite Jet. So it's going to be an exciting matchup for sure.
All right, so in season one of the Invitational, I do believe that XTZ Esports they placed third, and as for Team MAHI, they've had a lot of history in the Challengers series. They've come up as champions time and time again. So there's a lot of expectations for Team MAHI, but this will be their first time in the Invitational. So how this is gonna pan out, a lot will be on the line. And ideally, XTZ Esports, they want to kind of prove themselves by taking down Team MAHI. Now, you can see the player cams here. These are the guys that have won so many champion positions in the Challenger series. And right now in the Invitational, where the setup is just a little bit more different, we're just going to have 8 of India's best teams just fight it out. And right now we're in the lower bracket decided final. So that is really exciting. Now we're going to kick off and start with the action. It seems that both compositions are relatively similar except for the Killjoy and Cypher. I do believe you mentioned that. And it's really up to the play styles of this team. So here is the pistol round. Blackhawk and Rexy, they're going to pick up a kill of their own, and that's going to be harsh. Try to go for that challenge. Sai dropped down to 22 HP. It looks like it's going to be a great time here for XTZ Esports.
Yeah, so far so great for XTZ, but now you can see TM, they're trying to push in, take down Harsh, and open up C-side for themselves unwittingly, and they've done exactly that. An extra kill for Antidote picked up on the back end. Wimp does go down, and Sai tagged down really low, meaning suddenly Team MAHI, they are in the driver's seat with Sai control, but they will not be able to get the spike planted before XTZ push through. But Anti-On is lonesome, taking garage control, getting 2 more, almost finding his ace. He just needs 1 more. Now 2v1 for Anti and Amaterasu with Rexy last man standing. Rexy is going for the full diffuse throw throughout the recon towards the garage to stop it, but doesn't know the Amaterasu towards along. Now Rexy with the huge reactions, able to take down Antidote, has his recon drone ready to take down Amaterasu, but has to go for the diffuse, and Amaterasu is wasting so much time, jiggling so well, but Rexy with the headshots and a 1v2 clutch, starting us off on finals day with a hype pistol round.
Wow, Rexy, that was insane. The way he played that 1v3 situation, just tapping on that spike, waiting for the right time, making use of that owl drone as well, just to get that information on Amaterasu. But here it is on the instant replay. Rexy tossing in the recon bolt, and I do believe it was Antidote that took out the recon bolt, so that gave Rexy a lot of information. Very well done there. And that's going to be XTZ with the first point. And we're going to look to see if they can push this forward to make it a second point for themselves. Team MAHI, they're going for this as well.
4K for Antidote and a 4K for Rexy in the pistol round itself. This is exactly what you can expect from two of the top 3 teams in our tournament. Like, these teams are phenomenal, and you can see exactly why. Now, XTZ, they've gone for a bit of a gamble here, stacking up this garage and C site with a lot of the utility, hoping to catch MAHI out in their push there. I think they were expecting an eco garage rush to come in, but instead, Team MAHI, they're taking their time. They're looking for information all over the map, and now with the A-long control that they've got, they're going to go for that A-site execute. It's going to be down to Rexy to hold it down, but considering that the weapons advantage does lie in the favor of XTZ, Rexy just willing to give up the site to play for that post plant. He also has a round 2 Hunter's Fury ready, so this is just like almost impossible for Team MAHI to successfully clutch.
That Hunter's Fury from Rexy not going to be able to pick up a kill, but he has shot down a couple of members extremely low. XCali just waiting for the right time, watching the heaven area. The spike has been planted, and now XTZ Esports, they have to go for this retake. XCali does get tagged by the Paranoia, and Sai is going to find a kill on the right to Ace. Wimp Sai, Blackhawk, they're coming in. They're wiping out the whole of Team MAHI, and definitely pushing that lead forward. XTZ Esports 2 points strong.
I really like that the defuse ended up going to the Phoenix. Like, ideally on this map, you want to be feeding the Sova and the Phoenix the ult points, and if there is a secondary person to feed it to, it does become the Killjoy. Usually you want the lockdown ult ops going towards the attacking side, not the defensive side. So the fact that a Hunter's Fury has already come out for Rexy and run it back well on the way for Blackhawk does mean that XTZ, they're in a very comfortable position. Now for XTZ, they will be carrying those 4 Spectres over. Sai was the only player to go for the save, so he's gonna pick up the Operator. But looking at TM, I noticed Anti as well with the Operator. This off fight is gonna be really huge. The player to get first blood is gonna open the floodgates for this game.
Antidote finding a kill there onto Blackhawk, putting that Operator to full use. Huge investment. And it's great to see a return there. Rexy, he's gonna spot one out, but Amaterasu's gonna catch him off guard.
Cover going out.
Beautiful headshot connecting. Now Team MAHI, they might go for the A side, but not quite. They're still trying to figure out where the remaining defenders might just be. We do see them pulling it back in attacker side spawn, lingering around closer to the A side. Now they're gonna probably gun for C, moving up C long, and here is the attack side, just holding that angle down, and he's gonna spot out XCali, takes him out, dashes away to safety. Amaterasu will secure this plant.
Now, a long plan set up for Team MAHI. They have lobby control as well with the trapper set up. So the post plan situation almost perfect for them, considering that they've got side presence as well. It's going to become very hard for XTZ to push through, especially considering Sai has the Operator on him. So if these Spectres don't get the initial pick, Sai might just end up going for the same. Nevertheless, the retake is going to start. The turret coming out, the Paranoia as well. In goes Wimp, but instantly taken down by right to Ace, meaning already you can see Sai, he's hightailing it out of there. He doesn't want to give up. The Operator knows how valuable that eye is, so he's gonna go for the save. In Harsh, he only had the Spectre, so he had to die to be able to get the full buy next round, meaning Team MAHI comfortably translating the initial picks they got towards the A side for a C side approach. And this essentially speaks volumes about the key difference in these compositions, which is the Cypher and the Killjoy. What the Cypher offers you is much more flexibility in the rotational style of play, whereas the Killjoy offers you a lot more agency in denying hard executes. So you can see from the Killjoy setup of Wimp right now that they're trying to deny Garage hard, but considering that TM hasn't put any pressure there, I'm expecting Wimp to change up his setup, try to hold down C side specifically in the next few rounds.
Indeed, now moving in. XTZ Esports, they gotta take this round win or the economy might just struggle. It does seem like Team MAHI is doing fairly well. Rexy at the top of the board for his team with 4 kills. Side just right behind with 3. And on the side of Team MAHI, Antidote with 5. Brilliant start. Now Antidote, I do feel that a lot of his moments have been on Haven, especially with that Operator. He just looks so comfortable here. Pretty much it is Antidote's playground, and it will be great to continue watching him pick up those very flashy kills. And it's really up to Sai to kind of, you know, outdo Antidote there. Both playing the same agent. Antidote to be let out shot, and there it is, that battle on A long. Both sides just gonna pull it back, and it seems as though that Team MAHI, they might look for a little bit more of mid control towards B. or garage control.
This is beautiful mind games from Team Mahi because as we expected, Wimp, he changes up his setup. The alarm bot in the last few rounds was in that mid to control the mid side push. But knowing that the C side pressure is huge, he shifted the alarm bot to C, leaving mid completely open. This allows them to take free mid pressure. It's not even about taking B side. It's just about being able to control the rotations between A and C. And the fact that Hellfighter is positioned there gives them a lot of audio information as to what XTZ might do. So XTZ, they have to be very careful. Now with the garage bay coming out from Excali and that turret as well as nanoswarm grenade going down, Team Mahi, they've caused a lot of pressure towards this B and garage side. They know that the operator for side is towards the A, so the end of the day result is going to be an execute likely towards C. But Wimp picking up a key kill on Amaterasu denies garage control, making this C side execute all the more difficult. The alarm bot as well as nanoswarm grenades to delay and damage them. It's Rexy with another kill and XTZ in the driver's position.
Scanning ahead.
The dark cover stops the push and Harsh is gonna mow them down. That's gonna be a double kill. Blackhawk cleaning it up. XTZ saving their economy, and Sai just doing a little bit of a happy dance there. XTZ Esports. Who would have thought, you know, when you look at Haven, we always talk about how it's attack favored, but it seems that XTZ, they're holding it down. Just a quick look at the instant replay, and you can see that Team Mahi, they're trying to go for the C side while Hell FF and Rexy were having a little bit of a battle. Rexy came out on top, but that dark cover definitely stopped there. We see the paranoia coming out, but Harsh was so ready, took down 2 members, and Antidote to finish it all. Now we're going to move on into the next round. I do believe that Team Mahi, they have gone for a false buy, 3 of them in light armors. We see a whole bunch of Spectres, and you know, if this doesn't go through, it might be a little bit more tough for them.
Yeah, they've gone for buys, saving enough to get a full buy next round. So you see no shields for Amaterasu. He does have the running back ready, so if they get a pick, he might just go for that. And no gun or shields for Hellfighter. Now the running back actually going to be far from the other end. It's Blackhawk pushing in, but he gets flashed out, has to spam, and the running back instantly denied. But Amaterasu taken down really low, so they're going to have to retreat and try to get the heal. Meanwhile, between all of this, Hellfighter and Excali with a huge push down mid, and this trade is favorable for Team Mahi because Hellfighter didn't have any weapon. So 1-for-1 trade where a weapon gets dropped down and Team Mahi getting more real estate favors them hugely. Now Amaterasu, while he's able to get 1 kill, instantly getting traded out by Sai. They're gonna have to get the plant down, and I do believe Right to Ace has his ultimate ready. Yeah, he does after this plant. So for Right to Ace and his team, it's all about getting him to a safe position, but they're not accounting for that Harsh flank. Harsh will take down Antidote, and now Right to Ace is gonna have to take down Harsh and does exactly that. Right to Ace now in a very safe position to close out this round.
Going out.
Indeed, that was a great wraparound by
standing.
Harsh, picking off Antidote. Blackhawk's gonna find Excali, and Right to Ace, last man standing. That Hunter's Fury very much available. Now the recall bolt as well. He's gonna fully utilize that. He does have the shock darts as well. Going for that Hunter's Fury. He's trying to get that kill, but the defuse went through. Blackhawk stuck to it, and Sai's gonna clean him up with the operator. That is a point for XTZ Esports. Very well played there. XTZ, they came in with a fresh mind, and they were very sure of their strategy there. Going for these gun duels, coming out on top of them. Right to Ace there, just clearing out Harsh, and Excali, who was unfortunately cornered into the back of B. Blackhawk does take his life. Great round for XTZ.
Yeah, like the idea very much present in their post-fly execution in the diffuse. Sai's like, hey, I have the operator, I have the vertical angle, I will cover you, Blackhawk, without a doubt. Go for the diffuse, because they know that Right to Ace is near that window area. If he makes a push into the operator without a flash, it becomes a simple matter of Sai having to land the shot, and therefore they go for the play. Right to Ace, he goes for a bit of a late Hunter's Fury, and that does push him towards Blackhawk getting the free half defuse at first, and then taking the Hunter's Fury to his face to get the full defuse and the round. Now this is the buy for Team Mahi, and they're going for a fast A-side rush, trying to switch something up and using the running back as their battering ram for them to get into sight. Use it perfectly. They've got side control, but XTZ once again very comfortable giving up side control to play on the retake. They are ready to go for the same, and they have that Omen ultimate to get some information. The Jet ultimate to try and do something. It's just a matter of how good Team Mahi can be in the crossfire set.
Enemy mark.
Harsh just dashing out the dark covers. Here is the post-plant position from Team MAHI. As XTZ Esports, they're looking for the retake side. 31 HP, he can't see anything. Hell FF, Amaterasu right to ace, all picking up kills. Harsh and Rexy are the last two alive. Harsh is exposed and Antidote takes him down. Rexy's the last man standing. He's gonna take out XCali in perfect time. 1v4 situation, falling from that heaven. 20 HP taken away. And that spike is about to go kaboom. Rexy, he does get away with his life. But that is Team MAHI picking up, allowing themselves to get 2 points in total. That was a really good round for Team MAHI. I did like how they played the post-plant situation. Even the dark covers there that was kind of blocking vision. Harsh did place them. Team MAHI, they found their way around it to just hold down that site.
Yeah, that was the do or die situation because especially with Hellfighter's position revealed in the copy, as well as the fact that there's two people under heaven, it comes down to who's able to find the first pick. I think Sai not able to land a couple of his knives in the blade storm, opened the gates for Team MAHI to get the first pick, and getting that allows them to play much more of a trade play style. The trades did actually need to happen because they won all of the duels, but in that position they were very much comfortable. Now you can see they're trying to get a push through on the C-Long side, but having already lost one member, I think it was Harsh picking up that kill. The advantage does go to XTZ Esports. Once again, though, they have that operator ready on Antidote, so they're going to look to him to try and bring back a kill for them, equalize it, and then look to push their advantage. But Blackhawk with the silent push gets past all of the utility present there and surprises right to ace entirely. Takes him down to secure a 2-agent lead for XTZ Esports.
Team MAHI not looking in good shape actually, struggling to find that pace that they need, a strategy to infiltrate XTZ Esports because it seems to be pretty tough. You can tell they have a lot of patience. They're just holding down the angles. The moment they get the least bit of information, they're ready to make a move. Now, moving into Garage. Shots are fired, XCali 15 HP. Hell FF, he has the spike. And Team MAHI trying to gun for that C site. Little do they know there are 3 defenders there. Blackhawk's gonna find Antidote. Harsh gets taken down. Rexy finds a kill, and Blackhawk to end off the round with a beautiful 3K. 5 rounds for XTZ Esports, and it seems like they aren't gonna falter just yet. You see the momentum is high, smiling faces. They're feeling good today.
Absolutely. XTZ, like, ever since, like, the team structure has changed for them, they've really been, like, a beast unleashed. Like, the freedom in the team very much apparent. They're playing the way they enjoy playing, and that's resulting in them being much more potent in their gameplay as compared to as they were earlier. So in the tournament is really showing up today as they, just prove time and time again the prowess of these players in those mechanical duels, able to win it out again and again. Blackhawk especially being so sneaky in that push through the window, Hellfighter not checking the window angle, rather going for a peek towards A, meaning right to A is completely caught out, and with no information and the time running out, Team MAHI in basically an impossible position. XTZ, they're doing really well in the defensive half nonetheless. Haven, we generally consider it to be an attacker-sided map. So the fact that XTZ are doing so well with a significant lead in the defense only can speak volumes about what more we can expect from them in this matchup. Now with the lockdown and running back ready for XTZ, once again, you can expect them to play for the retake if they do give up a side.
Amaterasu here with the Sheriff in hand. Team MAHI, they're going for that eco. The only one with relatively good firepower is going to be right to ace there with the Phantom. But hey, those one taps on the Sheriff could do Team MAHI some good. Rexy firing away as he watches the attacker step foot onto B side. Antidote's going to secure the plan, and Harsh finds a headshot onto Hell FF. The spike is ticking. Make that a double for Harsh. And XCali, he's watching, looking for a return kill. Side's going to take out Amaterasu. XCali fires away, and that running back keeps the Phoenix safe. Blackhawk's gonna get revenge and takes him out. And right away is the last man standing. 1v4 situation. In comes the Decon Bolt. He's watching the shots fly. And Sai with that jumping classic in hand. Gonna take out right to ace. That's another round for XTZ Esports.
Sai with the acrobatics, jumping up, realizing that he needs to push the smoke to take that right to his, does so brilliantly, landing the left click, right click combo, I believe it was, to get the kill through and make sure that there is no potential gun save for Team Mahi. Nevertheless, that was their eco, and they went for the eco rush down a B. They were able to get the spike planted, so that is some sort of silver lining, but it is the fact that XTZ right now, with a 4-round lead, they're firing on all cylinders. Every single member of XTZ participating in one way or another to really show up in their rounds. I want to take a second to actually talk about their setup. You see the turret set up to delay an A side push, while Rexy plays very defensively on A, allowing that much more heavy stack on C side, where Blackhawk can play that sneaky ninja style that he's really good at, and Sai Obs. This is essentially proving that, hey, we're very comfortable to play on the retake. If you go for an A side push, we will delay you for as long as possible and then try to take you down. It's exactly what's going to happen. A side push on the cards. It's Rexy with first blood. The lockdown coming down already. With just 5 seconds left, Excali is going to have to hightail it out of there, but gets caught out with Rexy in that heaven area. One player detained. XTZ, they can comfortably defuse.
Rexy, he's just going for it, and unfortunately Team Mahi, they got pushed out that side. What a beautiful retake there. That was almost clean and perfect. Wimp putting that lockdown forced everyone from Team Mahi to back away. So advantageous, and Rexy finding that kill against Cali after that plant, able to just secure that defuse. This is the cleanest I do believe we've ever seen XTZ Esports. They look confident, synergy is there, the communication's definitely going through.
Absolutely. I also think it's a huge reason as to why we always talk about it's very difficult to IGL as the duelist. You can see now that Wimp is the IGL, the team is more coordinating to the way he sets up his utility. You're playing around what the Killjoy wants you to do, and that enables you to play much more proactive as the duelist. And you can see, because of that, not only is a Wimp able to play a much more significant role, but Sai able to shine as well. The rest of the team playing much more aggressive. On defense, taking A-long and C-long control in a round is just devastating to the attackers, and you can see it translate into such a big advantage. 2 members down for Team Mahi already. XTZ, they're refusing to give them a second to adapt.
Excali coming into contact with Harsh, and he's gonna come out on top for that one. Antidote's gonna find a kill of his own, and all of a sudden, it's an even playing field. Team Mahi, they need this round desperately. There's only a few more to go until the second half, and Blackhawk's gonna find Antidote there. 3v2 situation. What will Right to Ace and Excali do? We do see a dark cover being placed out by Excali right up there on the B site. For Right to Ace, he has the spike, and he's gonna be taken out by Blackhawk. XTZ Esports, they have sights on the spike that has just been dropped. Excali, last man standing, does have the ultimate to work with, could pick up that spike and from the shadows go for that plant. 20 seconds left, not a lot of time. Blackhawk's watching the spike like the bird that he is, watching it like a hawk. And there it is, Excali. He sees Sai, and he's gonna be taken out. He could have canceled that, but he knew that he was gonna get caught by Blackhawk, and that was a situation where either way he wasn't gonna make it out. You gotta applaud the effort, but XTZ Esports 6 rounds in the lead over Team Mahi.
Yeah, like, I definitely understand. You know, on one side you have the angry Phoenix ready to kill you, on the other side you have this operator crosshair aimed at your head. Either way, you're done. So Excali in No Man's Land, he does just go for the play, hoping that somehow with some miracle Sai will miss, but of course that's not gonna happen. Now 8-2 for XTZ, they're controlling every aspect of this attack. The way to able to take A-long and C-long control every single round is what is denying any room to Team Mahi to maneuver. Once again, you can see that op coming through on sewers for Sai, meaning that he's able to take aggressive A lobby control. So this push might actually mean disaster for him. Sai now currently exposed in the sewers angle, and the rest of Team Mahi going for that push. But Sai actually picks up a kill onto Right to Ace, and Wimp taking down Excali near the garage as well, meaning XTZ, they can do no wrong. A huge lead for them. And while Amaterasu does find a trade, it's still 2v4 in favor of XTZ Esports.
Amaterasu there managing to take out Sai. And he does have the spike, but it's going to be a tough feat. We can see that Wimp and Harsh scanning the area. XTZ Esports, they've got the B and C side on lockdown, but what about A? Rexy, you might be the first to find out just a little bit of information here. Amaterasu and Antidote trying to do a sneak right onto site, and they should get this.
30 seconds
Spike
left.
plant could be done, and Amaterasu, he does have the firewall to work with. The 2 curveballs still very much ready, as well as the hard hands. And as for Antidote, all abilities are available. Now here comes the Hunter's Fury from Rexy, and he's gonna pick up Amaterasu. It's a 1v4 situation, and it's Antidote left just to fend for himself. XTZ Esports coming in with the rotate. He's gonna look for a kill, but Wimp's gonna take him out. Only 1 member lost on the side of defense. This was a very successful round that was won through patience. And I think that's really good because, you know, nothing was happening. It was a 2v4 situation. XTZ Esports clearly outnumbered Team MAHI, but they chose to hold their ground and wait for the next move. At the moment they had the spike plant, they decided to take action. So, you know, that kind of discipline, it definitely does pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, once again, like every single round, XTZ is demonstrating that they've got a very fixed game plan that suits their strengths coming into this map. They're willing to use a lot of resources to deny Seaside and Garage control, acknowledging that's one of the harder sides to retake, committing very less to A side, knowing that they're very comfortable retaking that A, and then playing around the information they garnered through these aggressive pushes. This time towards an A-long push, they don't see much, so they expect Team MAHI to not be on that side. And with the recon drone as well coming out of mid, they realize that they're going to have to commit some resources onto mid to prevent that. The setup for Wimp all towards the C side, because with Team MAHI not really having 4 C side once towards the latter half of this first stage, they're expecting them to go there. But the Bamboozle coming through for Team MAHI, they are using Hellfighter's presence in this towards angle, combined with the run it back to take aggressive control of the A side. The smokes have come down, and Right to Ace will be able to get the long plant with the Sova ultimate ready as well. This is the chance for Team MAHI to pull it back to 93. But XTZ, they've been comfortable on that retake since day one. They have their own running back ready, and that's what they're going to use to get back here.
And Sai gets caught by Right to Ace's Hunter's Fury. 2 ultimates available for the side of Team MAHI. Amaterasu is going to find a kill, make that a double as HellFF chimes into Blackhawk, last man standing. He takes out HellFF. Amaterasu, triple kill to end that off. Very nicely done. And we are finished with the first half. 9-3, heavily in favor of XTZ Esports, who just showed a great performance holding it down on Haven. Now it's kind of up to Team MAHI to do the same in the second half to show us that they can do just a good job, because it was surprising to see Team MAHI struggle on the attacking side, but hey, they could definitely be a lot better on the side of the defense this time around here in the Invitational. But a quick look at the instant replay. It was a very good round by Team MAHI, coordinated, and they took down each and every member of XTZ one by one through what I am guessing great communication there. Now we're going to go into the second half. This will be the pistol round, the first round. Rexy with 12 kills, they're leading at the top of the board. Amaterasu 8 for his team. And it seems like the recon bolts are in. Amaterasu is just going to take that one out. XTZ Esports, they're going for the attack.
Now, XTZ, they made a bit of noise towards the A side, but already now they're all stacking up onto this C, ready for a push to Paranoia, as well as the smokes coming out. It will mean that they get full C side control for themselves, but they haven't actually spotted out Hellfighter's cam so far. Until they don't take that down, that cam is going to give so much information to Team MAHI to go for the retake. I can see Team MAHI already ready in the fringes, behind the shadows, the cam to give them some information. It's Amaterasu's flash to herald them in, the recon as well coming out. They get a knowledge of where Blackhawk is, they take them down, and the retake strong for Team MAHI with Excali with 1 and Hellfighter Antidote with a couple more. And while Hush was able to find a trade, he was the only member to do so, leaving Rexy in an impossible situation. Team MAHI to take that round, and we can see that Team MAHI, they're starting to adapt a little bit. I think for me, in the first half, the key thing that I was missing for them is small things in communication, like the way Blackhawk was able to continuously flank them despite having the utility ready. It means that the little comms are not going through. But with the very last round of the first half, the way they used the Hunter's Fury to stop the retake rather than play for post-plant, it shows that they are starting to get used to XTZ. Now it's just a matter of whether XTZ can develop a form of adaptation of their own. Surprise Team MAHI once again. Try to close it out before they make a comeback.
Oh yeah, that was very well said. And it seems like we might just go into a little bit of a tactical timeout. But, you know, that was a good start for Team MAHI because if they want to come back, this is a best of 3. And the first team to secure 2 maps, they will go over to the grand finals. And Team MAHI, starting off the pistol round, taking that win, they should be able to move it over to the second round. We already see the Spectres have been bought. I think Antidote's going to retain that Frenzy just so he can save up for that operator. And XTZ Esports, they came in here today very prepared. They were so prepared for this match, and this is something that I wouldn't have thought that might happen, Team MAHI going up against XTZ, because when you look at the history of the competitive scene, and when you look at both these teams, Team MAHI has managed to consistently kind of stay at the top with, you know, some really insane results. But for XTZ now, with this new roster, and you did put in the point that Whip is the new IGL, I think he's doing a great job. Not to say that Psy wasn't doing that before, but you know, when you have an IGL that is a little bit more on a roll, that where you can kind of sit back, we can see, you know, that comfort is there. He has the time to call. He can definitely relate his ideas to his teammates, and it's really paying off for XTZ Esports. What are your thoughts, CA, about both these teams and their standings and how they did in the first half?
I mean, it's always the case that it's much easier becoming the king of the mountain than staying the king of the mountain, right? And the fact is that the teams have started catching up and really building their own synergy. Like the key reason that Team MAHI or Velocity previously were so damn strong in the earlier stages was their coordination, their synergy, their belief in each other, and their communication always helped them pull out of impossible situations. And you can see the other teams, they're starting to get their own flavor of that, their own identity, and it's going a long way to trying to take them down. But now you can see Team MAHI is really renowned because you can almost never count them out. So it's just a matter of where XTC has their advantage. Right to ace with 1 kill. Wimp finds a trade, which is really huge, but the fact that Antidote instantly takes him down, meaning no gun gain for XTZ. This is their eco, and they've taken down 1 gun already. So if they can take down 1 or 2 more, it will be a great eco for them.
Team MAHI, they're holding it down. Amaterasu comes in with a 3k on that Spectre, proving that it was a worthwhile investment.
No charges left.
That's going to be the 5th round for Team MAHI, as I do believe they're looking for this comeback. And it's funny to see because they look comfortable on the side of defense as well. And, you know, with the meta changing constantly and how, you know, teams approach maps, it always changes every time, you know, we come back for a different season. And right now, strangely enough, both XTZ and Team MAHI, they look like they know exactly what to do when it comes to holding it down. It really is of the second half. The investment in rifles coming in from XTZ Esports and Team MAHI. They're going to keep 3 Spectres. Antidote has that operator. He fires away. The recall bolt does tag him from the Owl drone put out by Rexy. But there's nothing much to worry about. Not a single opponent is close. Instead, XTZ, they're gunning for control over that garage.
The way XTZ are positioned for them, it's trying to, you know, force some utility out really early and then translate that into a round push. But Team MAHI doing really well to make sure that they're gaining something for everything they've lost. While they have lost garage control, they maintain that C-long control, allows them to play much more progressively. Rather than play on the retake, they're denying that C-side control altogether. And because of that, they've got this 2-man advantage. Now, this is the buy round for XTZ, so they're going to have to try to pull something back because otherwise the eco going to be in a ditch. But with another member going down and a 4v2 situation, it's going to be down to Wimp and Psy. Now Wimp picks up one, makes it a 2v3 and secures B-side control, but the spike drops PC long in the hands of XCali, meaning a very hard situation for XTZ to pull back from. Now you can see with just 14 seconds left, they're gonna have to try to push for the kills, but Antidote ready in the corner to get one, XCali in the cubby to get another. It's Team MAHI winning the buy round, and with a 3-round win streak, taking the eco in their control.
Team MAHI creeping back up on that scoreboard. Still quite a bit of work to do. XTZ Esports, if they are gonna take a little bit of time to relax, thinking, hey, it's gonna be fine, we only need 3 more rounds to kind of close this game out. That is not the case, because Team MAHI, if anything, you know their mental strength, you know how they will always keep trying no matter what, and wherever that they can still do their very best for a comeback, they're gonna do exactly just that. Blackhawk coming in with the flash, using that curveball. He heard the shot fired by Antidote, and I think they might just go for this challenge. Alpha is a dark cover. Ooh. Antidote gets tagged to 58 HP. He might just want to take a step back. And right behind him, we do see HellFF coming in for the backup. Meanwhile, XCali, he's having a little bit of a duel of his own. Watches the Jet just dash right in, and he's going to be taken out by Wimp. Meanwhile, HellFF is going to find Psy. It's a 4v4. One member on the side of XTZ Esports, that is Wimp, not doing too healthy, but it still could be anyone's round to take. We're down to 55 seconds. And it seems like the approach has been a little slow here from the side of attack. Antidote 16 HP. They're looking for him, and Wimp tosses in that nano, takes out Antidote. HellFF retreating back into defender side spawn. Wimp 30 HP, 4v3, and that is the lockdown. The spike has been planted, and it's up to XTZ Esports to defend their spike.
Now this was the eco round for XTZ, so they don't have the guns to hold for the retake, but they were able to pick up the operator from Antidote. Now 3v4, the only advantage for Team MAHI is their weaponry, so they're gonna have to make sure they utilize that perfectly, but with all members of XTZ in that long position, it's gonna come down to whether or not Team MAHI can force the defuse. Blackhawk with the operator is where he comes in clutch here though, taking out Amaterasu, making sure that the defuse all but impossible. Now the flank coming in from Harsh through Garage. He'll take down Hellfighter, and a thrifty all but done for XTZ Esports. A huge round, not just to pick up for themselves, but get the operator for Psy online in the next, get the morale and the tempo back in their favor, and get double digits all in one swoop. XTZ doing brilliantly with their eco.
Blackhawk with that operator, I find it very amusing where we see, you know, our players kind of stray away from what they usually have in hand, which can be those rifles, and then for Blackhawk to pick up that pick up a kill as well onto one defender going for that defuse. It was very worthwhile, as now translating that onto Psy. He comes into this round definitely very much ready. Double digits, but Antidote here, he wants to put a stop because he still wants to come back. He's gonna take out 2. Unfortunately, 1 is the run it back on Blackhawk, keeps it safe. Antidote meeting up with 2 of his buddies does get flashed, and they have to play their cards right. Meanwhile, XTZ Esports, they're not gonna go for the A side no more. This time they're gonna rotate. C side is where they want to be. Now there is a trap wire that could potentially set off the alarms, and Team MAHI, they can react accordingly, but Rexy's quick to take it out. Team MAHI, they're gonna close down on the C side. Harsh securing the plant. XTZ Esports, they're inching their way very close to 11 points on the board, but Team MAHI with the man advantage, they should look to stop XTZ in their tracks if they want a chance to come back. Great 1-for-1 return there. 3v4, and Antidote's waiting for the perfect time on that arc.
You can see Team MAHI. The key difference between this round and the last round post-spawn is that they have the XCali alive with the smokes, for where Anti getting revealed by that recon drone. He gets taken down, but the trades are true for TM. It's XCali picking up a double, and now 2v1 for Blackhawk with a very low HP left. The round should comfortably go in favor of Team MAHI. the smoke duels with the Vandals, Tracers going in favor of Amaterasu. He picks up the kill and Team MAHI picks up the round. I think I really like the push from Team MAHI here in this round. They leave the Cypher utility down at C side to hold it down, establish a crossfire down in mid, enabling a 3-stack towards that A side, using that run it back aggressively to get that initial pick. It really is coming down to that between both of these teams. These teams are very strong when you give them a tiny advantage, an inch really, and are able to convert that inch into such a big lead. And it's all about, therefore, getting that first blood. The team that starts off the round perfectly ends up winning the round, and that's why I'm going to keep my eyes on Anti, see if he can do just that with his operator, because once again, XTZ forced onto an eco.
Omen is an extremely important agent, at least on Haven. You see the world of difference that Dark Cover can do just by placing it on C long. You can place it on one of the links at B. Omen is so key, and you can see Harsh and Excalibur just battling it out. It's basically a case of putting out that utility in perfect time. Now there's a massacre happening on the A site, down to a 3v3 as Rexy tries to get this plant going. Antidote, he's gonna move himself up to A tower and look for a kill, and that was beautifully done right onto Rexy. Antidote waiting for his next victim. And we do see Wimp taking cover on the crates there, right smack in the middle of sight. Wimp's got to be careful. He has a Bulldog. Hell FF and Excalibur are going to find the last two members easily with beautiful headshots. Team MAHI crawling their way up as they lessen the gap. 8 points. It was initially a 6-round lead that XTZ Esports had over Team MAHI, and right now it's 2.
Yeah, usually in 9-3, you start expecting the attacking team to really push forward aggressively, and those pistol rounds become so crucial in that stage. I think for Team MAHI, the fact that they were able to win the pistol rounds, make sure that there is no room for XTZ to take an easy lead, has helped them significantly so far, because XTZ, with having won only one eco, they keep having to go for the eco if they lose the round, and now you can see that the last round was the eco for them. This round is the buy, but the fact that Team MAHI winning rounds back to back means that they get their ultimates online faster, and already Amaterasu, their running back came through so early before, now he's at 5 out of 6. But XTZ, they're trying to switch something up, going for the fast AC side execute, but a double stack on C, meaning Hellfighter and Excalibur both ready in the shadows. Excalibur, he smoked himself, and while Hellfighter gets a 1-for-1 trade, Excalibur's position is not revealed at all. The Hunter's Fury coming out now. Amaterasu picks up one right to ace with another. Sai, he finds the trade but instantly goes down. So the advantage in favor of Team MAHI. XTZ left with just Rexy and Wimp to somehow pull out a clutch.
3v2. Excalibur being a little sneaky there. And he's gonna get spotted out by the alarm bot. Now, I do like the way Team MAHI has positioned themselves, and it seems as though right away is gonna find a kill. He takes out Wimp, and Rexy's the last man standing. Beautiful recon bolt there by right to ace. Gonna give him all that information he needs about Rexy, and a great shot coming in just for a little bit of her harass. Right to Ace is not happy with what happened. 33 HP, and Right to Ace is gonna come out on top this time. Nothing personal, just Sova to Sova. And an easy defuse for Team MAHI. 9 points. Wow, this is getting really close here.
Absolutely, yeah. Like even that 2v3 situation was considerably closer than you expect, because like at that point, if Rexy and Wimp had not elected to run in that A-Link area, if they'd walked, they could have got right to ace off guard, but they choose to run instead in that A-Link area, and right to ace with the audio cue, he's like, alright, they don't know where I am, I'm just gonna take a free swing, get a free kill, and then with his recon bolt, able to get enough information to get another, like, for Rexy and Wimp, without that audio cue, I think it might have been possible that they were able to surprise right to ace and then try to get the post plant ready with nanoswarm grenades from Wimp to play for that round. But they weren't able to do that, so now it will mean a post buy coming through from XTZ Esports. You see Sai with no buy, he's gonna play on his Bladestorm while the rest of his team goes for those Vandals. Light shields coming through for Blackhawk and Hush does mean that the eco for XTZ now in severe jeopardy. I think for me, the key difference, like within the way both of the teams are playing, is that both of the teams are very comfortable playing proactively, and that's where XTZ need to find their edge. Like MAHI, again and again, they're doing exactly what XTZ did in the first half, making the smart moves in taking proactive control at least on one corner of the map, gaining the information from there, and then using that to play on the other side. That's where XTZ needs to try and throw a wrench into the works, change something up.
Indeed, and looking at the scoreboard, it does seem that Amaterasu, I think he's playing absolutely out of his mind. Both the IGL and the top fragger right now with 17 kills on the board. And as for XTZ, it's going to be Rexy with 15 kills. Now that's just crazy. Moving into the next round, Team MAHI, they have 4 ultimates ready, except for right to ace. So there's a lot to work with. The neural theft, to run it back. It gives them a chance to kind of enter a site, get information. Their neural theft is so good to kind of catch your opponents off guard, revealing all their positions. Antidote, he can be doing, the things that he is known for with that Blade Storm, and Excali to get very fancy with that ultimate from the shadows. As for XTZ Esports, it seems like they're having a tough time figuring out how to properly infiltrate the Team MAHI defenses, and it seems like one by one members from XTZ Esports, they get picked off and they can't seem to go for that opportunity right there and then. Excali, they're gonna pick up Wimp, and there it is, the neural theft dropped by HellFF, putting all members of XTZ Esports extremely vulnerable. Now we do see a little bit of a position change from the defenders. Blackhawk dodging a bullet from Antidote. He's just going to fire away, try to get some harassing, but Antidote, he is safe, and he's going to go for another peek. Sai might just show himself. Antidote, he's going to wait very patiently, but not this time. As XTZ Esports, it looks like they have a change of plans.
Now they're trying to go for this mid push, but with that backside trapper, if you notice, like that's to prevent from the shadows from being able to take backside, but also gives them a free retake by not having to check the position if they need to. But Team MAHI, they're not even going to allow them to take the site. Amaterasu on fire, as you mentioned, something we get to regularly see from him on this map.
30 seconds
Picks up
left.
a double kill and denies any form of control to
Last player
XTZ.
standing.
With the spy cam revealing Harsh's position, it's gonna be Rexy last man standing in a very precarious position because he has to slowly but surely make his way onto A. But the more time he wastes, the more lesser time he has to pull off
10
this round.
seconds left.
With just 10 seconds left, Rexy gonna make the call to go for the save. Realizes that this was the force by round, so their eco is hurting a lot. After this round, it will also be Team MAHI equalizing, so they need to keep as much eco alive as they can. He's doing just that. Now, about this round specifically, the setup from Team MAHI is so ingenious, right? Like the way you set up the trapper in the backside to B as well as the camera to deny B-side aggressive push altogether, expecting either a semi-buy or an eco from XTZ, they're able to deny that. Then playing for the post plant on C where they have the runner back ready to retake C, so they don't put as many resources. Instead, set up a crossfire at C because in an eco round, you generally expect a garage rush or a B-side rush. The fact that they accounted for both while leaving the operator and anti on A, using their ultimates to play around, shows that they put a lot of team coordination into their setup in this particular round, and it works out perfectly. I want to see more of that from XTZ. Try to spread yourselves out, utilize the fact that your strength really is in those 1v1 duels. If you're able to find those duels and then win the round, there is that way of pulling it back. But now in the semi-buy, they're trying to force these side, but once again, it's Amaterasu picking up the kill. He can do it.
Excali is going to find one or two Harsh, 2 members lost from the side of XTZ Esports. Excali, he's going to be taken out by Wimp, who snuck in, finds a double. It's a 3v3 situation, and Wimp, he's watching the bullets fly, and that curveball's going to connect to Amaterasu. Beautifully done. Rexy finds a double, and that up shot from Antidote does connect. 2 HP, a tick of health.
Standing ahead.
What are we watching here? Rexy, he's gonna go for the planet Antidote with the frenzy. He could just pick up this kill so easily. And there it is. 11 points for Team MAHI in what is an insane comeback. Ending off the first half 9-3 to win 7 rounds, almost consecutively, dropping 1 round over to XTZ Esports, and now finding the lead for the first time here in map 1. That is absolutely insane. Something that I did not expect, but hey, it's the lower bracket decider finals. It's where games are about to get a lot more spicy. Now, XTZ Esports, they're going for the full buys. They have it in them, and let's see if they're going to be able to bring the scoreline to an equalizer.
Enemy kill.
Antidote just says night. Joe picks up that first kill on the side, and that operator is just shutting down any hope from XTZ. But hey, Harsh has used it from the shadows to reposition himself into the heaven area, and with Wimp and Blackhawk picking up a kill, Harsh as well chiming in. The advantage goes to XTZ Esports, but they're already ready for Cali. He's gonna spam his way through, pick up a double with that triple. The glitch pop madness for XCali. It is match point for Team Mark.
The Odin. We don't see it enough, at least in the Invitational, but XCali definitely showed us how to utilize that weapon. Just coming down from tower, picking up 2 kills like it was nothing. XCali. And now they're going to go for that diffuse. That is going to be match point for Team MAHI. Brilliantly done. Match point. What a comeback. XTZ Esports. Now they're in trouble because the full buys are really difficult. We're going to see a bunch of light armors with rifles, but here on the instant replay, very nicely done by XCali. And that's going to be 3 kills. Now this could be... Right, this could be...
actually nuts.
Yeah, it could be the last round here, CA. What do you think?
I mean, I was just saying it's nuts that Team MAHI have only lost 1 round on defense. Like, you expect a map to go a certain way, but as you said, right, this is like the final day. The teams, they're really flipping the script already.
Indeed. Antidote, XCali, they're all going to pick up kills, and Harsh is the last man standing. Amaterasu is going to find the headshot, and that is Team MAHI in one of the most insane comebacks in the Invitational Season 2. Wow. What was that? Can you imagine a 6-round lead to climb all the way back up and just take the map for themselves? This is why Team MAHI is loved, because they pull off these things that you don't expect, and it's always so exciting to watch. You have to say that XTZ Esports, they did a great job on the side of defense. It was just attack was a little bit more tough for them. And here on the instant replay, a very clean finish. 4 members still left alive. What a game. Map 1 is already spicy. I am looking forward to map 2 already. But guys, we are going to move into the LG Ultragear match highlights and talk a little bit more about what went down in map 1. Remember, this is the best of 3. It is the lower bracket decider finals, so the winner will head over to the grand finals. Now, I'm going to start with XTZ. Coming into the first half, XTZ starting out on the side of defense, they were holding it down. They ended it 9-3. I can't get over that because XTZ did such a great job. We saw synergy, we saw communication, we saw things that we didn't know XTZ Esports was capable of. But when the side swap happened, Team MAHI, they just looked way more coordinated. And you did put in that point, CA, that XTZ Esports only won 1 round on the side of attack. So, you know, I would have liked to see that good communication and synergy kind of translate into the second half for XTZ. At least in map 2, I would like to see that a little bit more evident. They did play very well though. The scoreline is extremely close, 13-10. And it's great to see that Team MAHI, they're back in business. They didn't come to play, and that was one heck of a comeback. What are your afterthoughts here, CA?
I mean, it's exactly as you said, like, the fact that XTZ pulled off such a convincing first half, it really did bring to the table the discussion, hey, we're not just a team that is really good at those duel-based matchups, like the idea of spreading yourselves out, playing for the picks, and then using that to overwhelm your opponent. They had a lot of setups in that first half, and I think a lot of those setups were actually on-the-fly calls made by Wimp with the idea of what Team MAHI was doing. They were able to beautifully adapt to Team MAHI's playstyle and counter it. But in the second half, when they had to be the proactive player and try to predict what Team MAHI likely to do, that's where they fell a little bit short. In their own reactive gameplay, Team MAHI were able to continuously gain control and just deny that from XTZ. Even the one round that they won, Anti missed a lot of shots towards that C-long area, and it was an eco at the end of the day. So it felt like Team MAHI was severely in control throughout the second half, and XTZ, they pulled off an amazing first half. It was just about translating that. Now, at the end of the day, this was Team MAHI's map. So the fact that this itself was so close, I'm sure XTZ will bounce back in their own map the next time around. And I'm excited to see exactly what they bring to the table, because already with the first map of finals day, we know exactly why we get so hyped every single time this day comes around.
Indeed, and Haven is a very tricky map. It's not very often that we see teams really excel on the side of defense, but it's almost like, with the meta settling down, it's easier for teams to kind of read into the movements when it comes to the attacking side. So, teams got to get a little bit more creative, at least on the attacking side of Haven. So that is going to be the end of map number 1. We will be preparing for map number 2. Remember, this is the LG Ultragear TEC Invitational Season 2 that you are watching, powered by HyperX. And we have Booyah as our broadcast partner. We're going to go for a little break and just a few messages for you guys. Remember, play like the pros with 144 Hz, 1 MS gaming monitors from LG Ultragear. And you can also upgrade your gaming gear with the latest esports offerings from HyperX. Links are in the description. It's a great place. Check out our socials there as well. Remember to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. So without further ado, we're going to go for a short break. Grab a snack, stay hydrated, and we'll be back very shortly with Map 2 in this best of 3 between Team MAHI and XTZ Esports. Stay tuned.
immediately he just bumps it down onto the side of B-Main. He's like, this is my world, you're not coming here. You're going to Antidote's world. He has an operator and he's looking for the fight.
Kill will come up few times. He has the judge. He's gonna do exactly that.
Back on off, but it's not. He's gonna get caught off guard, but Antidote.
For the last syndicate, meaning that they need to just wait over here. But Hellfighter with help.
Last player standing.
The Excali being able to get that kill down. Close.
Look, it's no way. This is great. Come on. Your champion. Definitely worthy of a journey.
Where is everyone hiding?
I'll handle this. I'll fight everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, even with a man advantage, it seems as the Blackhawk, he's getting burned to a crisp. He's not going to be able to hit the shot. That's goes from the side as he gets that kill down on the name. It's going to be quite difficult with the crossfire being set up, but it's going to be whipping able to hit one.
Has 30 seconds left, which is can go.
One is going to be hit the time it in. 1, 2, 3, goes to able to come out on top and Sai, he gets the corner. Sai, he's able to survive, he gets the tech shot, he's not able to find it. Sai with the 4K. Absolutely insane clutch coming out from the Phoenix.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Valorant Invitational Season 2, powered by HyperX with Booyah as a broadcast partner. We're back for Map 2 between XTZ Esports and Team MAHI in the lower bracket decider finals. Now, Team MAHI were able to pull off an insane comeback and secure Map 1 13-10. So it's going to be up to XTZ in their own Map 2 pull back Map 2 to take us to the third. Let's take a quick look at what we have got, though, in store for us in Map 2. Now, aggressive for me, I think the way map 1 went about, how do you expect teams to be coming into map 2?
Now, this is a map, as you said before, picked up by XTZ themselves. And on the map of Haven, they showed a dominant performance when it came to their own defensive round. And honestly speaking, CA, at this point, I think I re-envisioned by thinking about Haven being an attacker-favored map because both of these teams just performed exceptionally well when it came to their own defensive maps. But already we see a little bit of the CA debate happening. Like, you will never get away from it, that is for sure. But at the same time, we do see that the side of Team MAHI, they're actually opting to go in for the Sky pick, while from the side of XTZ, they're going in for the tried and tested strategies of the Rays and the Jets. So both of these teams are going for the new meta versus the old meta. So here is where I'm really looking to see how these two teams are going to be facing off against one another. Because with that Sky, it allows for much more of that aggressive site control potential in comparison to the Sova, where you're wanting to play a little bit more systematically and then go in for the slow pushes. But CA, I'm going to throw you this question. Which would you prefer more, considering the playstyle of these teams? Would you prefer the Sky or the Sova?
I think for me, it does come down to how exactly you're going for the execution. For Team Mahi particularly, I like the Sky because it's not just about the Sky versus Sova. The Sky enables you to pick up the Brimstone because you have flashes on the Sky. You're no longer worried about the lack of the paranoia. Getting that Brimstone, who's so damn strong on the map of Bind, enables you to play much more simpler in your execution. Like the way you can play is if you have the Killjoy, the way Team Mahi do is leave the Killjoy to anchor one side and then leave the Sky to anchor another and then shift the other three players depending on the situation. I expect that is exactly what's going to happen. You can see the Killjoy and Brimstone, the most likely partners, because the way the Killjoy can shut down one side as well as use the Molly coming in from the Brimstone to just add on the burn, it makes it very difficult for teams to push through. Now, as you were talking about old meta versus new meta, I always say comfort is greater than meta, but in this particular situation, a no flash composition for XTZ versus the Sky, who just continuously is going to blind you in your face. It's going to be very hard for XTZ to pull through. But starting off, they're going to be in the attack. They need to win the duels, but Antidote is getting into their face. He's going to pick up first blood, start the map off right for Team MAHI.
Normally, you never want to send that Raze alone in the side of Fuka. And in this situation, Antidote knew that Blackhawk was going to be on his own and got the first initial pick-off, and it's going to be a massive pick-off indeed because you want that Raze to be alive to try and go for it in a lot of these execution-heavy pushes. But her, she does get tagged down to only 9 HP, needs to back off because the Resonance Cover is very much important for the side of the attack, but it's going to be Antidote coming in from the back end to get the first initial kill down on the Hirsch. A beautiful showing of his own aggression, and he's going to be able to back off safely as well. Like Scally chiming on in with his own grenade, gets another one down on the Rexy, and here's where the damage is to be done, ladies and gentlemen. Silent does spot on the turret, and that is going to be the 5th man for the side of Team MAHI. Tags him down to only 7 HP, not much more with the Monoras who gets the kill, and it's going to be Hellfighter cleaning it all up by getting a kill down into the and that's going to be a flawless for the side of Team MAHI, that is for sure.
A really nice whistle round to start us off for Team MAHI, continuing their form from the second half of that first map, doing so in a triumphant fashion. Is going to be up to XTZ to just sort of stabilize it a little bit in this next round. Try to deny some weapons from Team MAHI as they're going to be going for the buy and just hurt their eco a little bit and then really make their move in the third round with the buy coming through. Now you can already notice Antidote. He's gonna go for the save, try to get that top online ASAP, but the rest of the team electing to go for those Spectre buys. Now a fast execute was looking to happen for XTZ, but the Molly, this is why it's so damn strong, denies it, and then the shots coming out, the Stim Beacon as well, enabling Hellfighter to just stay on through, get a couple kills, and it will be a bloodbath in the lamps area as XTZ Jails get massacred.
Like, they just came in like okay, so basically the floodgates were opened up and they all just came in like waves, one after the next. You can see the smile on Excali's face. He's like, I'm gonna use the satchels, I'm gonna be getting in your face. But you have to give it to Amaterasu to put that lineup Molly so perfectly down in the middle that first of all, they cannot run on it down into the side of side because they don't have armor, so they're all gonna be at 1 HP, and if anyone's holding down from the side of green boxes, they're just gonna be easy pickings for him, so they need to wait out the Molly. This gave Amaterasu the chance to go in for the white side. And then still be able to hold on to their own. So it's a beautiful showing of presence when it came to their side, and Amaterasu played that Brimstone beautifully. But now it is going to be the first buy round for the side of XTZ. So I'm looking to see if they are going to be able to come back on this one, because this one round is going to dictate the pace of the entire matchup.
Now you can see the way Team MAHI were initially set up, it was that Sky and Jet towards that B side, but hearing a lot of noise at A, they made the rotations happen, but this is where XTZ, they're looking to punish them. They are going for their own slow rotation without giving much noise over to B, and if they now elect to convert this into a fast push, they will find only Excali holding it down, and that could be the moment they need to really push through into side, take control, and then play on that post plant. Like Scally, he's waiting in the labs, he hears some noise, pushes out his boombot, will throw out his grenade, and that's going to do so much damage to XTZ. Health bars brought down low, but XTZ nevertheless able to convert it into the side control, able to get the plant through. Now they do have enough time to get into their post plants, but with a Sky on the side of Team MAHI, it's going to be right to Ace leading the charge on this retake.
Rexy is actually going to be the one to hold down aggressively, but he's on his own and he's going to bite the bullet of antidote on that operator. Right to his chance to slow down the nerves. Then looking for some more. Flashes are going to be raining on down, but back off the straight. He does find one, but right to his chiming in with his own double kill from the sidelines, and Hellfinder clean up Sai as well. That's going to be all but over for the side of the attackers, ladies and gentlemen. The retake just so clean, especially with the flashes in hand, and we've seen this before. Going into this matchup with the no flash composition, when there's a Sky on the enemy team, Team MAHI, they have the advantage when it comes to their retake scenarios.
Yeah, and we saw it perfectly in that last round. The Trailblazer first, right here, you're going to see it on instant replay, spotting out Rexy, gives Antidote a free shot on him, picks him up, and then later towards that garden control, this flash will come out, just flashes out all of them, and in the spam, they're able to take down Excali, but at the end of the day, they're flashed out, they have no info of where Team MAHI is pushing from, and Team MAHI knows exactly where they are, so that Sky coming up huge, and that's where the difference between the Sky and Sova really lies. She's much more dynamic with her utility in terms of info gathering as compared to Sova, who only has the recon board and the drone. Sky offers you 3 guiding lights, which all essentially give you info in terms of the flashes, but also give you the opportunity to actually use the vision impairment to play a lot more aggressively. Now you can see XTZ, it is their eco coming through. They made a lot of noise at B, and we're looking for the TP play onto A, but this is where Hellfighter with the evil laughs, he's ready for them. The nano storm's already set up, the turrets as well. The dash comes in for Sai, but he's now stuck in between the boxes. The nano storm stopping his teammates, and Hellfighter just removing XTZ from the map. Amaterasu will come down to lay a final bit of a burn. You know, just brown the edges a little bit and secure that 4th round for Team MAHI.
That was a beautiful execution play coming out from the side of Team MAHI as well. The way they were able to hold it down, and once again, we do see that XTZ, they're feeling a little bit lackluster. They wanted to go for a full shower push on the A side, knowing that Hellfire and Amaterasu are the 2 people holding down on A. You cannot go in for plays like this, especially on this particular map, because whenever that Brimstone and Killjoy are holding down on this A side, fast rushes are nearly impossible. You need to try and bait out the utility as much as possible before you go in for these execution heavy rushes. But we do see in this round, it's going to be Excali getting a little bit price for it, as he is going to be moving on forward. And now, with the damage done already, we do see that Amaterasu, he's slowly making his way back, maybe getting down forward.
Molly!
The recon drone coming out for Wimp to get some showers knowledge, but stopped the push in his flags. Amaterasu with the Molly coming out will force all of XTZ to reevaluate their approach, try to go for this B-side push, but the position switch has happened for Team MAHI. This time it is the 2 hardest agents to push again right now on defense. The Sky and the Killjoy holding it down, the turret to give information, the Sky to flash it out. A basically impossible situation for XTZ, and it shows in their push. Now, Sai with a huge kill to actually get the advantage for XTZ. It's just a matter of can they convert this into side control. They're going to do exactly that, but with the orbital strike as well as the lockdown ready, Team MAHI, they're going to be in a prime position to push forward for the retake. Hellfighter, he just has to maintain elbow control here, but he ends up going down, and that will mean that Amaterasu likely going to go for the save here. Because it's not about the eco, I think it's more about the fact that I don't think he has enough time to get to the site, win a 1v3, and get the defuse.
That's for sure. In a 1 versus 3 situation, there's not much that he can do. But I do believe that he's looking for the exit frags, and even if he dies to the spike, it's not gonna hurt him as much. But now that the clock is ticking on down, they do. I do think that they're gonna be going into the back end, but Amaterasu with the spray control, he's gonna be coming in to get all of the kills on Merch is gonna be able to shut him down. But that's a massive eco damage coming towards the side of XTZ. And you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that in that round, this is the first round win coming out on the side of XTZ, and even though they won out on this round, they're not going to be happy because now they don't have the loss strength bonus in their favor. Yes, they were able to get one round at the bare minimum, but they're not really going to have enough money to go in for those full-fledged buys moving on forward, and that is where the advantage is still going to be going in the favor of Team MAHI. But still, one round on the board for the side of XTZ, so they are going to be happy nonetheless. Keep on moving forward.
Launching smoke.
On the sixth round on the board, I'm really looking to see if XTZ they can hold that momentum in their favor now that they have the first round on their side.
Absolutely. The op was also saved, so that was some sort of silver lining. But hey, those couple of light shields are showing it's Sai and Rexy, not with the full armor, so they're gonna have to be very careful with how they approach this. One headshot, even from a Phantom, and they are done and dusted. Now, for Team MAHI and XTZ, I see 4 ultimates online each, but the key ultimates to look at are those Seekers for Right to Ace and that Orbital Strike for Amaterasu. On the other side, it's that Showstopper and the Hunter's Fury ready for Blackhawk and Wimp respectively. These ultimates can change the way a round goes, so it's going to be up to either team to pull it off. But now Antidote holding down Hookah with Excali on the backup. He picks up one and just allows for that Seeker's ultimate to come out for Right to Ace. This is all about the info. They get the knowledge that there's 2 people towards this B. They understand the idea that, hey, now that we reveal them at B, the likely play for them is to go towards the A. Combined with this aggressive push from Excali, they're going to go in. But Excali, he reveals the spike carrier. He has the boom bot to get more pressure for him. And he's going to be like, guys, I'm just going to slowly push them towards you. You take care of it.
That is what he did, and that is where we see the bodies piling on up down on his A side. Antidote, he's gonna be able to get a couple of kills on his own, but Sai, he's gonna be the one to get one round. LF, but immediately right there, he's like, what did you say to me? And he's gonna be able to get the kill nonetheless, and that is gonna be Team MAHI getting the 5th round on their side. And you can see the smiles on their faces. They are serious, but they are happy nonetheless. They need a couple of drinks to give them the energy to keep on piling down forward. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the damage has already been done. And now it is once against the side of XTZ. Yes, you were able to win out on the previous round, but your ego took a massive hit. And you had to go in for a lot of these broken buys on this round. And this basically means they're going to be forced onto another eco or a force buy. And yes, they are going to be going for the eco nonetheless. With Team MAHI having such a massive lead on their own economy CA, it's going to be quite difficult for the side of XTZ to bring in a comeback if they don't win a lot of their rounds in a very convincing fashion.
Now the setup for Hellfighter was done to deny Lamp's control, but despite that, Sai with the Blazestorm was able to take him down. Amaterasu with the trade and Excali with the duel towards the other side of the map, meaning that with the trade coming out for XTZ, it's 3v3, but I don't think they know. They actually do Right to Ace, steps forward a second too early. I think he barely got...
Smoke's down.
He barely got spotted in that situation, and that's what's gonna be hurting him a lot. But now with the push coming on down from the side of Amaterasu, the side control is slowly being established, but Wimp, he's in such a prime position to bring this one back for himself. But now down in this 2 versus 3 situation, he does get cornered out by the recon bolt. He's not getting ready for any of it. It's gonna be Rexy on the sidelines getting a kill down onto Antidote, and it's gonna be leaving Amaterasu down in this 1 versus 3 situations. But this is where you want the Brimstone to be at. He's the one to look at to try and bring this one back for themselves. But now, ladies and gentlemen, he's getting swarmed from all angles. One from the side of Elbow, one from the side of CD, and one from the side of Garden. He doesn't know where to look. He hears the footsteps of Rex, but they're wasting so much time on Amaterasu. He wants to make a run for it to try and save his gun, but he's not going to be able to. And it's going to be XTZ bringing it all back for themselves in a very convincing 3-man advantage as well. So this is going to help them in the long run when it comes to their economy CA. But I'm going to give you this question to say the very least. Do you think that XTZ will be able to get a couple of more rounds on their own attacking side? Because I do believe that the composition they do have is quite potent on the side of the defense, but it's going to get quite difficult in the long run as well.
Yeah, see, the biggest weakness of their composition is always going to be the lack of the flashes. Like, on the attack, the ability to entry is going to come down to creating pressure on one side of the map and then looking to translate that into a push on the other side. But even through that, you have to win the duels again and again. And that's why you can see, like, in these instances where players like Amit Rasool, they're on fire today. He was MVP map 1, he's already top of the board in map 2. He picks up the first duel in showers, and that just shuts down any possible angle for XTZ. The flash is coming out as well. A crossfire setup in this hooker is going to be the end of the road for Blackhawk and Harsh. XTZ, despite coming through in a very convincing fashion in that last round, they end up getting taken down. The regrowth as well, just to, you know, top it off, the cherry on the cake for Team MAHI as they look for a flawless in this round.
The strategy as well coming out from them creates so much pressure down onto the side of B. Like, they have not played aggressively initially when it came to a lot of their own matchups. Initially, we did see that they played a lot more defensively onto their own side of the defense, and now holding down aggressively from the side of Hookah just caught the entirety of XTZ off guard. And you have to give it to Right to Ace to create so much noise on the side of the boxes. He was running around so much that they needed to make sure they wanted to look at Right to Ace. This gave Excali the best possible chance to go in for that kill himself as well. Excali's just like chilling. Right to Ace is taking so much pressure off his shoulders. He can go in for the wide swings. He can get the kills. Hirsch was not ready for this trade whatsoever. And even if he did get the trade, Right to Ace was so close to go in for the refrag as well. So much control being established all over the map. Sometimes they're going for an aggressive B-long control. Sometimes they're taking the aggressive hookah control. And this is what you need to do on the map of Bind. Basically creating so much pressure on B that you're funneling them all down onto the A side. And on the A side, the defensive hold is just too stormsy. How do they even break through it?
You can see for XTZ Esports, they're trying to rush into the hookup, but the crossfire setup for Excali and Antidote. Excali ends up actually getting taken down. They're able to predict his position, but now Antidote left in a sticky situation where he just has an op. Is able to hightail it out to there, though using the smokes as his cover, was able to get out, and now with the backup ready in that sky, should be able to hold down B side. Despite the advantage for in terms of the kill for XTZ, they haven't really gained any ground. It's gonna come down to Wimp, but with him losing the duels, A side secured as well. It will mean a very precarious situation for XTZ. And they made the full rotations. They're trying to punish the early rotation coming out from Hellfighter, but with the lockdown ready for that Killjoy, even if A side does go down, the lockdown should enable a very easy retake with that Sky. But Amit Rasool's like, I'm gonna have none of that.
Left.
Picks up a kill, and even though he gets raided out, the amount of time he buys, forcing XTZ onto a retake, forcing XTZ onto a rotate is just huge.
That was a massive kill as well. He got a kill onto Hirsch, and without the smoker present for both of these sides, this basically means that this push one is just gonna get even more harder because of the operator coming into the hands of Antidote. But you can already see Blackhawk, he's being aggressive. He just by the first initial kill down onto Antidote, and with the operator denied, they're gonna be in a very good spot to work with. But look at Hellfighter, he gets the one tap down, the Blackhawk sends him off into the last dimension. And now we already know where Sai's gonna be at, ladies and gentlemen. TM, they are in the best spot to bring in this play. But already Sai, he's going left, he's jiggling right, and with the beautiful movement, it's gonna be Sai to bring it all back for their side. A beautiful showing of skill from all the members of the side of XTZ. And you have to give it to the movement coming up from Sai. And I'm pretty sure that Hellfighter, he didn't know where to look to try and go for that shot.
Did have his alarm board ready though, so I do wonder if he could have put his alarm board on the other side of the tube to give him that extra bit of information. The turret did wonders for him, giving him knowledge that Sai is not actually backing off. He's making sure to push through. But with that extra alarm board combined, it would just remove any possibility of the jiggle from Sai, because he couldn't really go back, because with the vulnerable from the alarm board and the turret shots, he would get tagged really low. And then considering that he could only come front, it would remove that jiggle opportunity, allow Hellfighter to play much simpler in that duel and pick up the win. But hey, very well done by Sai to execute that 1v1 perfectly and pick up the round for XTZ Esports. The more number of rounds that they get in their attack, the exponentially better it is going to be for their defense. So every single round picked up is a huge boon. Now Right to Ace playing a very sneaky off angle here right under that hooker. He's gonna push it through the smokes, actually get picked up one. Right to Ace Battle Sky or what? It's Amaterasu with the back out to pick up another. And now Sai with the trade. It's actually 3v3 on the map. But XTZ, they haven't got any real estate to come up for it. So it's going to be down to them to now execute a push in this 3v3.
Sai was in no man's land, but his team is gonna be coming up as the backup. The ultimate's gonna get popped from the side of Amaterasu as well, and he's stuck in a pretty precarious position. Sai, he didn't know where to turn, and it's gonna be Hellfighter with a wide swing to get the damage done as well. And I do believe that Blackhawk, he is having some technical difficulties on his end, so he's gonna be staring into a wall. But at the very end of it all, it was gonna be a beautiful execution coming down from the side of Team Mahi. Them being able to use that orbital strike in such a good situation that, honestly speaking, that basically means that they're going to be able to get the round regardless if Blackhawk was there or not. Because you can see with the orbital strike being present, they knew for a fact that Sai was holding down from inside of Tube because he had nowhere else to go. Hellfighter cleared out all of the corners, so he cannot be on the left-hand side or on the right-hand side. Where does he have to be? He has to be inside of Tube. And Amaterasu planned it perfectly, planted it down, denied the plan, and also forced Sai into the open, basically to the waiting arms of Hellfighter to get those 2 kills off and get the advantage for their side, taking us down to a 7-3. And CA, it seems as though Team Mahi, they have a vengeance after what happened in the first map. They're like, you took a massive lead on your end, and now we're gonna take a massive lead on our end.
Like, we always talk about how the meta does end up radically changing in competitive as compared to what is objectively the meta in game, right? What you see in compy solo queue duo queue is very different from what you can expect in like competitive esports, and that we saw that a lot in map 1 aggressive, where the defensive side was actually better for the teams. But another perspective that I like to look at it as, it's less of the defensive side, more of the fact that the team in control of the proactive play. Like in map 1, it was Team Mahi continuously controlling the script in their defensive side, and you can see a lot of that in the second map here as well. With that Sky, they're able to control a lot of the fights that are happening, and that is enabling them to be having that small edge, giving them that advantage. And XTZ, they don't have that. So for you, what number do you think XTZ need to get to try and get to the defensive side, then use the power of that race to pull off a comeback?
I do believe that now that we are a 7-3, I would say at the bare maximum to try and go for that 7-5 or an 8-4 scoreline, because moving on forward, we do not want to have a lot of emphasis on the pistol round, because you have to remember with that Sky, they do have the heal present for their side. And with the heal, this basically will make this a lot more easier for the side of the... This will make a lot more easier for the side of Team Mahi to go in for a lot of their own easier plays. They can go fight for the chip damage, and with the chip damage getting healed up massively for the entire team, they don't have to worry about anything moving on forward. And now I'm really looking to see how the side of Team Mahi are going to be approaching their own pistol round when it comes to their attacking side, because with the flashes, with the Trailblazer, they have all of the information in the world to work with, and the pistol round are just, I would say, a little bit more potent in comparison to the side of XTZ.
Absolutely. Like for the attackers on bind especially, there's always these key pockets of control. If you're able to gain that particular part of the site, it gives you access to multiple sight lines to help you control the site. On bind, on for example A side, it's that showers and lamps angle. On B side, it's that hookah and elbow. So it's going to come down to where Team Mahi really choose to push the pressure. Generally with teams like this, we see a lot of lamps pressure because you have a lot of options to go for the lamps play, especially with the jet. You can get the Trailblazer out to get information about lamps positioning from the defensive team, and then get that jet to dash in. So that's what I expect we're going to be seeing a lot of. But you can also use the guiding light on that showers angle to make the push, or towards the B long as well. So Team Mahi, they're going to have a plethora of options. But before we get to that, we still have 2 more rounds in this defensive half, or the attacking half for XTZ. It's going to be the eco round for them now to enable the 4 buys, and they're just going to end up going for an eco rush. I do believe they're stacking up towards this showers as well as short angle, and they're ready to execute onto site. But Team Mahi, they have their lockdown ready on the Killjoy, and I love this play. A very defensive B hold from the Killjoy, knowing that she has the lockdown to enable a 4 stack onto A. XTZ, they're walking into disaster.
Here.
walking into their own bed. The coffins are set, and we can see that Antidote, he does have the operator, but he doesn't even need it. It's gonna be Excali instead, putting a bullet to Rexy's skull straight through the crates. And with the nades coming on down as well, so much pressure as we see it for the side of Antidote to go in for a play of his own. Antidote, he's gonna do chip the leg of Sai. He gets coming out of very low HP, not much to work with, but still Excali, he does hit that headshot down on the side, taking him out instantly. Thanks aggressive control here from the side of Boxer. Antidote, he's not even giving a chance to go in for these shots. It's gonna be Excali and Amaterasu, one from the side of Greenbox, one from the side of Blast. Take a flawless round against the side of XTZ. A beautiful showing of teamwork from all of these players. The crossfires, the stacks, the strategy coming out from the side of Team MAHI. They're firing up on all cylinders to try and take that revenge story against the side of GE.
This is like the key reason that I just generally find that the Killjoy is so much better for competitive esports in situations where teams are much more comfortable with their initiator being an aggressive player on their composition. It allows you to play for those 4-man stacks, 3-man stacks, because the Killjoy with the lockdown is so damn potent. That 4 stack to execute a flawless round for Team MAHI working perfectly. And now they can go back to their default setups, the Killjoy and Brimstone at A, while the stack comes towards at B. They took a bit of damage, but that reload instantly healing them up. It's still Sai finding the first kill now. Excali, he finds the trade for Team MAHI, but it does mean that the rotations have come out already, and XTZ are going to look to utilize that to push the pressure onto A, with Amaterasu going down. A side completely open, is down to just these Nanostorm grenades to try and cause some sort of delay. Now Blackhawk, he pulled off the showstopper, the Nano Swarm to delay the plant as well, meaning Hush has to reposition. But Blackhawk showstopper going to waste. It's going to be down to just a 3-member squad of Team MAHI to pull it off. They have the showstopper and lockdown ready. Hellfighter, he needs to put this down somewhere before they go for the push. But with raids going on through, I guess it does come down to those seekers to find some knowledge of their positions. The aggressive 2 versus 3, all the information in Team MAHI's hands for the advantage in favor of XTZ.
Hellfighter with only 1 HP and a lockdown to work with. Not much that he can do, because now it's going to be from both angles as well. It's going to be Rexy going in for the swing from the side of Showers and getting that kill down onto him. And that's going to be a respectable round win coming out from the side of XTZ as well, taking it down to an 8-4. But at the same time, seeing, I stated this before, we were talking about this before as well, that now a lot of the pressure is going to be on the pistol round. And Team MAHI, they just have more of the advantage whenever it comes to this round because of their set composition. So XTZ, they need to be pulling out a miracle and winning out every single one of their gunfights. Otherwise, they're going to be in a pretty rough situation, that is for sure.
Yeah, 9-3 is, 8-4 is definitely better than 9-3 is, and so for XTZ, they're gonna look to try and utilize that cushion, the minor cushion they have to try and pull off the pistol. But as you said, aggressive, like this is a very scary situation because unlike XTZ, Team MAHI actually have flashes to work with to try and just make their attack execution a little easier. So XTZ, they're gonna have to be on point from the very start, and that setup saying exactly so. Sai with the long push, giving information to his team that it is the A side execute coming in, but Rexy, he dies as that first blood, and with that Cypher down, all the utility gone for XTZ as well. Now Blackhawk, he's doing his best to hold on to the Showers angle, but he gets taken down by Hellfighter. And now Team MAHI, they've got the site, they've got the advantage, and they're in amazing post-map positions with Lamb, Showers, and shot control.
Questioning the fact that did rightfully see the go for it, he actually did not to go for it. He went in for the armor and classic vibes with the flashes instead, and with these flashes he's going to be doing so much damage of his own accord. Hirsch is going to be able to get the trade off, but now down in this 1 versus 2, he has no help to work with, while with all of the utilities still being present, he's going to be the one to bite the bullet of Amaterasu with that glitch from classic in hand. And with that round going in the favor of the side of Team MAHI, this is going to get even harder for the side of XTZ, because now you're giving away double digits pretty much if you are not opting to go in for the force spice. And you can already see the first initial push coming out from the side of Team MAHI was just so strong. Antidote just doing an aggressive mad dash straight through from inside of the side, got so much information for his team and created so much pressure that they were able to get the plant off, take aggressive control down here from the side of Green Boxers, and also do a successful push near into the side of Lambs because of the flashes coming out from the side of right to A, is basically nullifying any sort of map control that XTZ and then taking the advantage for themselves. And on this round, we can already see right to Ace and Hellfighter, they got a double kill to boot as well.
XTZ tried to push in aggressively, but they got heavily punished for it. Double kill for Team Mahi, and Showers completely open lane to take the side and not able to push on. But Blackhawk, that was a sick shot through the boom bot, takes down Excali. His rate comes through immediately though, and now Team Mahi, they know they have the better weapons, so they're swarming. They're swarming all over XTZ. Harsh and
One enemy
in a
remaining.
very tricky situation.
Bingo.
It's Amit and Rasool to pick up the 2 kills. They literally couldn't go up, down, left, or right. Every single direction XTZ went in that particular situation would lead them into the hands of a Team Mahi.
That is for sure. Team Mahi, they just have so much control of the entire map, and I do believe that XTZ, they're faltering under that pressure. But at the same time, it was an eco round coming out from the side of XTZ, so now is where the real fun is about to start, because on this buy round,
Right here.
all the cards are on the table, because you either win this one out, or you give away the 11th round for the side of Team Mahi. And CA, we already know that if you ever give away that 11th round, you're going to be in a world of pain, because now, at that point, you're just fighting for overtime. It's either you go in for the force fight on that 11th round, or you go in for the save and fight for the overtime instead. And XTZ, under that amount of pressure, they're going to be faltering quite a lot, but it's going to be Antidote trying to go in for the spray, but he's not going to be able to connect down onto Hirsch. Hirsch is going to be the one to take him out, but about around with Excali, they chime in with their own accord. Hirsch is going to be able to get a double kill for himself to make it even for his team, but that's just not going to be enough, and the trades are going to be coming on through. Side control has already been established, and ladies and gentlemen, with the gun upgrades coming down from the back end as well, it's going to be Team Mahi having all the advantages in the world going into this matchup. One from the side of Hookah, one from the side of CT, but with the nades coming out and so much utility in the favor of their end, this is going to be quite hard for the side of XTZ to win this one.
One enemy remaining.
The crossfire set up, even though right away goes down, it's Excali to find the trade. And with Sai's position known, Excali gonna throw out the grenade just for some fireworks as he shoots him and takes him down. It's 11 rounds picked up for Team Mahi. As you said before the round, if they lose this, it's gonna have to be a forced buy. So the eco in a very bad situation for XTZ Esports. And you can see already, this is why, for me, like the Sky versus Sova situation automatically goes to that Brimstone, where because you have the Sky, you can pick up the Brimstone. You see how damn powerful he is in this map. The mollies we saw in defense already, orbital strike on the attack to clear out one power point in a site altogether. The fact that he's able to deny one holding point and take control of another means an easy site take for Team Mahi. For Blackhawk, he's taking matters into his own hands. With a double peak coming out for those 2 duelists of XTZ, they pick up 2 kills and pick up an advantage for themselves. But right to Ace, he's picked up 1, he has his seekers ready, he's gonna throw them out as they look to take east side control.
And now with all of the information in their favor and inside control under the side of Team Mahi, they're going to be the ones to try and close this one outside. Goes in for the pop shot, but he needs to be careful. He only has 11 HP to work with. There's no heal on their side. And with the weapons advantage still being in the favor of the side of Team Mahi, they're going to be the ones to try and close this one out and try and take us to match point. With the spike going on down slowly but surely, the post-match situation has been created. 2 members on the side of Lancer, 2 and 1 on the side of Showers. It is going to be a matter to try and close this one out. The flashes are going to be coming on through right to Ace, trying to see how much information he can find. The nanosword is getting popped as well from the side of Hellfighter, but Sai, he's going to be the one to get that kill down to right to Ace, and now it's going to be 2 versus 3 situation on the map. Hellfighter goes in for the spray, but he's not going to be able to find it. No one does the spike just yet, and now this one fight is going to be super important. He doesn't get the kill down onto 1. Hellfighter's going to be able to get that kill down onto Hirsch, and now Whip, he's in a very precarious situation, but Amanarasu's Molotov is the thing to close this one out. There was not enough time for the spike to go on through, and this is why seeing the Brimstone is just so good. Amanarasu, he's laughing because you have to remember that was a molly lineup. Look at the position of Amanarasu. He's on the other side of Showers, but with that Molotov lasting for over 12 seconds, you're wasting so much time from the side of the defenders. They cannot go in for the spike defuse. You have to give it to this man. He has a massive range, and with that Brimstone, he's playing the mind games, taking us down to match point for the side of Team Mahi.
That lineup was huge. As you said, not only does it last like 12 seconds or so, it also does so much more damage per second than the Phoenix Molly. That Molly just destroys any hopes of a defuse in that situation. doing so well. Both Hellfighter to maintain side there, allow for Amaterasu to go for that, as well as Amaterasu to have that lineup ready, meaning XTZ, any hope they had of trying to pull off a miracle in that round, gone. Now with their eco in tatters, they're gonna have to force by once again 3 Spectres, a couple of light shields, meaning that the advantage very much in the hands of Team MAHI. The next easy, they're trying to pull off some sort of a gamble, trying to stack up this B side, expecting a B side rush. But Team MAHI, slow and cautious as ever. Even though they have a huge lead, they're gonna make sure they check off every single thing on the list. They don't want to make any mistakes, give any chance to XTZ to come back, giving the respect to this team that, hey, if we make any mistakes, they're going to pounce on them. So a methodical approach is what they go for. And now with Shover's control and Hellfighter lurking towards the short area, the Orbital Strike coming down to deny the lamps. Oh my God, a perfect setup for Team MAHI. They just flushed out all of the people in lamps, either go into the turret or go into the hands of the people coming in from Showers.
There's so much noise under the angle of Showers. He's gonna be the one to pay the price, but now Rexy, he's gonna be the one to try and clutch this one out. He gets snagged by the straight bullet. The Trailblazer goes on his face. He has no way of surviving. Everything has been thrown at his face other than the kitchen sink. Excali saying, get out of my server. He's gonna be the one to take this one away. And that is gonna be a beautiful showing of skill from the side of Team MAHI, taking us down to a 2-0, a very beautiful 2-0 as well onto the map of Bind itself. And now CA, and I do believe that we have a lot to talk about because this match was quite intense.
Yeah, this round especially, like, as I was talking about, right, the power points in a particular site, the fact that they take Shover's control and then use the Orbital Strike to flush out the lamps area, meaning that XTZ, they really have nowhere to go. One entry leads to the turret, the other leads into the hands of 4 members of Team MAHI, and they pay the price. A strong map for Team MAHI as they secure the rematch with Global Esports in the grand finals, and they're going to be the ones looking for the revenge once again. Now, as you said, there's a lot to talk about, so let's quickly go over to the LG Ultra Gear match highlights and talk about how this entire series went down. From the way the first map was really close between both of these teams with respect to how good XTZ was, and then the dominating performance of Team MAHI in map 2, I think it did come down to the communication factor. You see, with the Sky, they're so comfortable making those proactive gameplays, as well as in map 1, Team MAHI, being on the defensive side, were able to take so much control across the map, deny those duels to XTZ that they excel in so much, and just remove the strength of their opposition, make sure that they're fighting on their own terms, was the clutch factor for me. Now, XTZ, nevertheless, they played a brilliant tournament. They went down to the lower bracket at the very start, but they made their way from the lower bracket at the very start to 3rd place once again, proving that they are just as capable as players. They're just going to take a little bit more practice to take down these top 2 teams in Team MAHI and GE. XTZ, hats off to you, but Team MAHI, you set a date with GE.
The revenge story is gonna be sweet, but at the same time, I have a couple of parting words for the side of XTZ. That when it came to the very second map, normally we would see XTZ playing a little bit more together as a team, setting up a little bit more of those crossfires, but instead we did see that XTZ, they wanted to go in for a lot of these full send pushes down onto a single sideline. They didn't really establish the map control that we would expect coming out from them, especially when it came to their own defensive rounds, because on the map of Haven, we saw Blackhawk be an absolute beast. He just pushed himself forward onto so many of those angles on Haven. He was the backstabber. He caught them off guard constantly, but we did not really see that on the map of Pine. And as you stated before, normally we would see the Brimstone going down onto the map of Vine, mainly due to the fact that Brimstone is just so potent with those smokes, with those molotovs. You can set up for so much, and the utility game coming out from the side of Team MAHI was just great that they had so much more things to work with. They had the flashes, they had the molotovs, they had the stim beacons, all of them adding up to be a driving force for the win that Team MAHI had. And with a dominant win as well on a 13-4, Team MAHI, they deserve this win. And now the revenge story is just gonna get even sweeter moving on forward.
Absolutely. Like, I think going into the grand finals, these 2 teams were in 2021, but this rivalry has been ever present since 2020, since the start of our very scene. So they know what to expect from each other, and I'm excited for all the mind games that we're going to offer. While watching Valorant, we might also get to see a bit of multi-dimensional chess in play between the IGLs. So inherently, it's going to be an amazing series. And to make sure you're on time for that, you want to hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications bell on as well, and like the stream to show your support if you want to see more of such action. Now, talking about pro players and the pro scene, if you want to play like the pros, you can check out the LG Ultra Gear 144Hz 1MS monitor, or upgrade your gaming gear with the latest esports offerings from HyperX. Both of the links are down in the description below. For more amazing events, make sure to check out the TEC socials. And that's going to be all for the lower bracket decider finals today. Don't worry, grand finals coming up soon. We're just giving you a little time to get some food into your belly, just get some work sorted, because you know today evening is going to be a grand affair. We'll see you there with the LG Ultra Gear TEC Valorant Invitational Season 2.
He just bumps it down onto the side of B-Main. He's like, this is my world, you're not coming here. You're going to Antidote's world. He has an operator and he's looking for the fight.
Kill will come up a few times. I think he has the judge. He's going to do exactly that.
He's back on off, but it's not. He's going to get caught off guard, but Antidote.
For the last syndicate, meaning that they need to just wait over here. But Hellfighter with Hellfighter.
Last player standing.
The Excali being able to get that kill down. Slow.
Look, it's the way. This is great. Good luck.